Hello Yu-Gi-Oh players, how are you today? Welcome back to another video. We are doing a deck profile and a combo video of Chimera. This is my absolute favorite deck. I've been playing this deck. I came in second place last week. I came in first place a couple of weeks ago. Came in first place a couple of weeks ago before that. Came in second place before that. So I've been doing really well with this deck. Really well. And I like this deck. So I'm going to show you this deck and some combos and tell you some secrets that you may not know. Okay? You may not know. And we might do some duels. So you gotta stay tuned, you gotta watch it. First of all, bam! This is the deck. Here it is. Let's take a moment. So what am I doing with this deck? So if you haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh in a while, you've noticed there are a lot of one card combos in Yu-Gi-Oh. And this deck is normally a 2-card combo, which requires too much hand advantage to use. I said, how can I minimize my bricks or cards that I draw that I don't want to draw, that I don't want to see, and maximize my 1-card combos, and also maximize my hand traps. Yes, hand traps. Now normally, last format, or formats before that, I ran board breakers. Now I do run 2 Book of Eclipse in this deck because this is supposed to be a go second deck, and if I have Book of Eclipse against Yugioh, great. Or a lot of decks like Cash Terror, I can Book of Moon, flip that monster face down, great. So, and Book of Eclipse dodges effect value for me, and infinite impermanence for me, because this deck will lose to hand traps too. So I decided not to run. Say for example, I ran 3 crossouts and Call by the Grave, and I draw to 2. You only can use 1, so I split the difference between Crossout Designator and Book of Eclipse in this deck to maximize dodging hand traps and minimizing multiples in my hand and bricks in my hand. So that's my thought process behind that, and it's been working for me. Okay, I also maximize my 1-card starters, like I said. I minimize Nightmare Apprentice from 3 to 2 to 1 because I usually only use it once, and I search for it in my combo anyway, and I have to discard to summon it, which is not bad. It is a starter, but I hate discarding. I want to use every single card in my deck to make the most moves I can make and utilize almost every card in my deck. So we have here Big Wing Berthamet. Usually some players run in at 3, some players run it at 2, which was great for a while, but now we run it at 1 to minimize bricking with it, to minimize it being in our hand. Also, I took out Master Towel, and no, I don't run as Amina right now. I'm just keeping it simple. 1-card combos. I don't need too many things to interact with my deck, or to. The deck is very straightforward for me, and it works for me. Okay. So usually you run 3 Mirror Sword Knights in the deck, but I took it down to 2, but it has become less important, and it's not a starter for me. My main starter is Gazelle, the King of Mystical Claws. Why? Because you want to get straight into your fusion summon with Chimera Fusion. You want to. I also took out the Patchwork Engine for the deck. It's nice, yes, you get a lot of advantage. It helps you to beat Droll, but it didn't really start me off like I wanted to. I needed a lot of cards in my deck, but I do run Dark Fusion as my Polymerization, as my Edge Imp Patchwork Engine replacement for now, because it works. Because I have Evil Hero Adjusted Gold in the deck, which I can discard it to the graveyard and add Dark Fusion from my deck to my hand, and I can fusion summon that way. Okay, the Fiendsmith engine bridges over into my Chimera plays, and most of the time I just do that. So this is the deck profile. We run 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 hand traps. Plus we have Cornfield Coral, which is the target negation in the graveyard, and we have Sword Knight, Mirror Sword Knight, which is a monster negate. So if I go first, most of the time I'm going to have a Sword Knight in the grave to negate, a Cornfield Coral in the graveyard to negate, and hand trap. So that acts as a starter and a hand trap or a trap on my opponent's turn to stop them. So I don't need to run as many hand traps going first. Other than that, it's dead going second. Alright. I noticed Nibiru being a better card this format, so I ran 2. Also, Draw is better this format, so I run 2. I did run 3 Effect Valid at first, and I ran 3 Ghost Ogre, but I decided to split the difference and maximize on different types of hand traps. So I can, if I draw multiples, it's okay. I mean, if I draw multiples, you don't want to draw multiples. That's the point. You don't want to draw multiples of the same one. So I wanted to diversify without maximizing the deck size from 40 to 45.